Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to dive deep into a universally human feeling. You know, that sudden sinking sensation that hits us right in the gut when we're quietly scrolling on our phones late at night. Or maybe it's first thing in the morning when the house is still completely quiet. You know the exact moment I'm talking about, right? We're staring at a screen, taking in the world, and suddenly our own world just feels, well, completely inadequate. It's like a heavy cloud just drops over you. So let's explore exactly why that happens, and more importantly, how we can completely reframe the whole shebang.
I want to ask you directly, and be honest here. Have you ever just paused mid-scroll and thought, man, have I done absolutely nothing with my life? In our source material, this feeling is beautifully captured in a Kannada phrase that honestly resonates across literally all cultures. Nanu lifenalli ಏನೋ ಸಾಧಿಸಿಲ್ಲ, which translates to exactly that. Have I achieved absolutely nothing? It's an incredibly unsettling feeling, right? You open up WhatsApp or Instagram, and it feels like everyone else is living an absolute masterpiece. You see someone buying a brand new car, someone else hosting a massive housewarming party for their dream home, or a friend posting these flawless, sun-drenched pictures from a vacation abroad. And in the quiet corners of your mind, you feel completely left behind in the dust. Listen, if you felt this way recently, I want you to know something right now. Your feelings are completely validated, and you are absolutely not alone in this. Now, what's really interesting about this concept is that there's actually a well-documented psychological term for this exact feeling. It's called status anxiety. Basically, it's the intense psychological fear of falling behind others in societal standing. And the digital world we consume every single day, well, it's literally designed to feed this anxiety like wildfire. Why? Because it only shows us the highlight reels of people's lives. We're looking at a highly edited, polished to perfection version of their existence. And then, unfairly, we're comparing it to the messy, mundane, everyday reality of our own lives. Talk about an unfair fight.
And let's really look at what that comparison actually looks like. On one side, we have the digital highlights, right? The shiny new cars, the sprawling dream homes, the sun-drenched vacation pics where, let's be real, it probably took 45 tries to get that one candid shot. But look at the flip side, the hidden realities. What we don't see are the crippling debts taken on just to buy that car, or the sleepless, panic-filled nights stressing over that mortgage, or the deep, crushing loneliness that might exist right behind a smiling vacation photo. In incredibly fast-paced, high-pressure environments, like the bustling tech hubs of Bangalore mentioning our source material, this contrast is magnified times 100. Everyone seems to be running in this endless, frantic sprint. You see them zooming by online, and it creates this intense, accelerating panic that if you just stop to catch your breath for 1 second, you're instantly falling behind everyone else in the race.
But I want you to just take a breath for a second. Actually, scratch that. Take a deep breath. You aren't in a race with anyone. Let me say that again, just a bit softer. You aren't in a race with anyone. This whole fear of falling behind, it's a complete myth created by digital illusions. Just standing still, taking a moment to simply exist, does not mean you're falling behind. It just means you're standing still. You're breathing. The pressure you feel is a total artificial construct, and you have the power to step entirely off that imaginary track right now. So that brings us to a really vital question. Does achievement only mean a massive bank balance, a fancy job title, or a bigger house? Take a second and really let the emotional weight of that question settle in. We've been completely conditioned by society to scream yes to that. But the truth? Absolutely not. No way. True success is absolutely not just about material wealth or that fancy title under your name in an email signature. We really need a massive perspective shift here. Let's move on and see how this builds into a totally new definition of achievement. Think about it like this. To finish a highly stressful day at work, walk through your front door and simply sit down to share a peaceful meal with your family, that is an achievement. To show up day after grueling day and care for the people who depend on you, that is a massive achievement. And check this out. Despite all the chaotic, overwhelming pressures of this modern world, if you've managed to protect your kindness, your integrity, and your inner peace, well, that isn't just an achievement, that's a profound triumph. This perfectly illustrates why we need to firmly separate the two worlds we live in. The curated online life, it's perfect, it's filtered, it's incredibly public. Honestly, it's like a stage play. But real life is messy, it's beautifully unpredictable, and it's deeply, deeply personal. The logic here is so liberating. Your life story is entirely your own. It's full of chaos and quiet little moments that absolutely do not belong on a public feed. And you know what? That is exactly what makes it real and incredibly valuable.
Which brings us to the core takeaway of this entire explainer.
Don't compare your middle chapters to someone else's final pages. Just let that paradigm shift sink in for a moment. It's like you're writing your own unique book. You might be in a messy transitional chapter 3, completely full of uncertainty and growing pains. You absolutely cannot compare your current struggles to a curated highlight from someone who's in chapter 20 of their specific journey. You've got to give yourself the grace to be exactly where you are in your own story.
So the crucial point is this: true winning is not loud. It doesn't scream for attention. It's found in the small, quiet moments of basic contentment. If you are healthy today, if you're breathing easy, if you can lay your head on a pillow and sleep peacefully tonight, guess what? You have already won. These fundamental grounding comforts are what actually matter at the end of the day. If you have these, you've achieved success in its absolute purest, most essential form. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. The next time that heavy, dark thought of, I haven't achieved anything, tries to knock on the door of your mind, I want you to gently pause, look inward, and ask yourself this single question: am I at peace right now? Because if the answer is yes, you have everything you need. I would absolutely love to know how this shift in perspective made you feel today. Please share your reflections down in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, take care of yourselves and protect your peace.